Okay, Rajesh. So let's get started without any further ado. Let me give you a brief introduction on the course. So the course is called as Certified Ethical Hacking. Okay, the version running right now is version 12 actually. Okay, this is a course provided by the organization called EC Council. So this is the organization which is providing all the courses related to cybersecurity. This is one of the most, as I've mentioned, most popular organizations which provides certifications and trainings in the domain of cybersecurity. It's US based. Okay. And again, there's a certification program with the same name, Certified Ethical Hacking version 12, CEH. Okay. So you can download the course browser from here as well. This contains, again, we are firmly based on the same course structure. So whatever is taught in the official website, we're going to talk about the same topics as well. Okay. And EC Council follows a framework actually. So whenever you want to perform the security testing for an organization, it follows something called as a hacking cycle. Hacking cycle is the procedure that you follow to perform successful pen testing. And it consists of 5 important steps actually. So if I open up the presentation, just a second, just give me a minute for that. Yeah. So again, I've taken longer demos or workshops on Sundays. Rajesh, you can find those videos on YouTube actually from the official website of DURGASOFT itself. But as I've mentioned, EC Council has something called as a hacking cycle. This hacking cycle defines the procedure to perform proper security testing for an organization. So your job as an ethical hacker is to find vulnerabilities on the organization's systems or servers. Okay, vulnerabilities are the loopholes or the security flaws. Okay, so our job as ethical hackers is to find these loopholes and report it back to the organization. Once it is reported back, they're going to remediate those. They're going to apply the security patches to keep their systems secure and from getting hacked by cyber criminals. Okay, so again, in order to perform that, there are these 5 steps. First step is called as information gathering. Some companies call it as reconnaissance or footprinting as well. Second, there's scanning, which can also be referred to as enumeration. Third, there's gaining access. Then fourth, maintaining access, and lastly, reporting or clearing traces. And our whole course is going to revolve around these 5 steps itself. So let me briefly talk about what these steps are, okay, one by one, yeah, so that you get a better idea, okay, about the whole course. So first step is information gathering. Now, if I were a criminal or a cyber criminal, the first thing that I need to do to attack a certain organization, or if I take an example of a bank robber, the first thing he does is he researches about that bank. What are the entry points? What are the shifts timings? When is the guard shifting? When does the job of the guard change? What is the shift changing? Okay, where are the security cameras installed? Okay, what is the traffic? How many roads does this bank have? Okay, trying to get information about this bank. Okay, and without the bank knowing about it. Okay, secretly or discreetly. Similarly, when you talk about information gathering for cybersecurity, it is about you getting information for the organization. What are the IP addresses for the servers? Okay, who's hosting the servers for them? What are the DNS records? What are the employee details? Okay, what are the emails of the employees? What are the contact numbers of the employees? What OS are they using on their system or on their servers? Are they using Windows servers? Are they using Linux servers? Okay, and what data breaches have occurred for this organization? What usernames and passwords got leaked on the internet? All this falls on the information gathering. So we get this information about any of our clients from the internet. Believe it or not, there are certain websites on the internet which can give away this information to you about any organization for free. Okay, and we learn in the course what those websites are and where you can find this gold mine of information. Once you have gathered this information, the next thing you perform is scanning actually. Okay, so what you do is in information gathering, you only got the information about the bank from externally. Okay, so if you want a much more better introspect about the bank, you have to enter the bank and check the internal infrastructure as well. That is basically what scanning is. You make active connections to the target and get some extra information which you could not get from external sources. Okay. So basically you try to understand the information of the organization internally in their internal network. This can be divided into 3 stages actually. There's something called as network scanning, port scanning, and vulnerability scanning. In network scanning, you try to figure out in their internal organization what all devices exist. Okay, how many servers do they have? How many firewalls are they using? And how many routers do they have? What security features are they using? What intrusion detection systems or intrusion prevention systems are they using? So getting a complete topology of their internal network. Once you know what devices are being used, then you perform port scanning, trying to figure out on those devices what ports are open, and on those ports what services are running, what applications are they using. All that information is obtained in port scan. And after that, finally, you perform vulnerability scanning to figure out on those ports or on those services, are there any weak services or weak vulnerable ports which you can attack on. So during this phase, we're using a very important tool called Tenable Nessus. So you can go to your browser and do a quick search about it as well. Tenable Nessus. Click on the first link. This is the same tool that is used in organizations as well, actually. Okay. And if you click on buy, you can notice it's quite an expensive tool. It's around $6,000, close to $6,000. That too only for 1 year subscription. Now you might have a question, why is this tool so expensive? Okay, the reason being, this is such an advanced tool, and again, such an automated tool that it can find vulnerabilities on each and every endpoint in your organization, as small as from a client operating system to a huge database as well. It can scan each and every endpoint, client operating systems, servers, databases, firewalls, and again, even misconfigurations on each of these devices. And even if you're using some third-party application, even if it is a PDF reader, if that PDF reader also contains a vulnerability, this can show you that. So it can scan each and every nook and corner of your organization and tell you what system contains what vulnerabilities and how to remediate that. So that is why this tool is so expensive. It has that huge a coverage. Okay. Now, once you find the vulnerabilities from this tool automatically, the next thing is you verify that vulnerability. You manually check if that vulnerability is truly existing or if the tool is giving you false positive results. Because sometimes there might be a chance that tool might give you wrong results as well. Very rare, but still you need to verify. So that is where our manual intervention comes. Okay. Tool gives you a report of all the vulnerabilities. Then you perform a manual testing, and that is called as vulnerability assessment, assessing all the vulnerabilities that are shown by the tool by attacking on it, by performing penetration testing on it. Okay, is this clear, Rajesh? Any questions or doubts up to this part?
Yeah, it's good, clear.
Now, again, as I've mentioned, the vulnerability assessment, that is the next phase actually, which is called as gaining access. So once you have gathered all the information from external sources and from internal sources, the next thing is attacking the target, okay, robbing the bank. Okay. So again, when you talk about an organization, we have multiple endpoints. So we need to understand how to attack each and every different endpoint. So this is the main core of the subject actually, where we cover a lot of topics. Okay. So first topic we'll talk about, we'll discuss is system hacking. How do you try to bypass or crack a Windows operating system password? So if you have Windows 11 or Windows 2, Windows 10 or Windows 7, whatever version of the operating system it be, how do you crack the password for it? So if you have a locked computer, how do you break that lock and get access to the internal data is what we learn in system hacking. Then comes malware attacks. 90% of your cyber threats happens from malwares. Malware is a word that comes from joining of two different words, malicious softwares. Okay, so again, there's tons and tons of categories of malwares. People assume that viruses are the only malwares available, but that's a wrong conception or a misconception. There's tons and tons of malwares. There's viruses, worms, trojans, spyware, rootkits, whatnot. So we practically learn how to create each of these malwares, how to defend our system from these malwares, and how to detect if they are already installed on our systems without our knowledge. Okay. So again, there's a bonus concept as well called malwares advanced. If anyone among you is from a development background, again, if you're a web developer or a software developer, and if you have knowledge on any programming languages, I'll be sharing a bonus course called Malwares Advanced, where you can create your own malwares, okay, using Python programming. Again, this is just a bonus concept, guys. Again, don't worry, in our course we have no requirement for any programming knowledge. Okay, this course has very minimum amount of programming required, and wherever it is required, I'll explain that source code as well, that program as well. But other than that, you have no necessity for having any knowledge on programming languages to go ahead with this course. Okay, now after that we have the next concept called network penetration testing. So this involves the hacker or the ethical hacker to understand what weaknesses exist in a network and what attacks can be performed through those weaknesses. So there's attacks like denial of service attacks, man in the middle attack, or hacking Wi-Fi routers, cracking the password for Wi-Fi routers. All this falls under network pen testing. So with these attacks, what the hacker can do is he can shut down remote servers, make these servers inaccessible for clients. Okay, he can capture the usernames and passwords of other users in the network. Okay, so if you're entering any username or password on your system, and if I'm in the same network as you in your own Wi-Fi network, I can see the data that you're entering in your browser. Okay, that is called as man-in-the-middle attack. Okay, then I can also try to crack your Wi-Fi passwords. All this falls under network pen testing. And then comes social engineering, where we learn how do hackers create phishing attacks. Phishing attacks are where hackers try to replicate websites or replicate login pages and send you fake login pages. Okay, so you might get a social media page or a bank login page, and that would look like a very genuine page, exact replica of the original page. But when you enter any username and password in that, it actually goes to the attacker. It doesn't reach the genuine server. So we learn how do hackers create these fake login pages, okay, and how do they retrieve these usernames and passwords from victims. And we'll also learn how to distinguish between an original page and a fake page, okay, because that is the objective of you understand how to prevent these attacks. Then comes web application pen testing, where we learn what are the common weaknesses that exist on the front end of a website. Okay, how do you attack databases? How do you inject malicious SQL queries? How do you inject scripts on a web page called, again, JavaScript codes on a web page, that is cross-site scripting? How do you break authentication, which means log in as other users using their cookies? Okay, or how do you upload malicious files to a server and get access to the backend server? These are a few vulnerabilities that we learn about in web application pen testing. Again, guys, it's a completely different course altogether. We'll cover a part of it in CEH. Okay, then comes vulnerability assessment, one of the most crucial topics of gaining access, where we learn how do you assess a vulnerability. So if you get a report from an SS tool, how do you verify if the report is true or if it contains any false positives? How do you manually attack on each vulnerability shown in the tool and perform the manual verification is what we learn in vulnerability assessment. And finally, we have hacking mobile phones, where we learn how do you attack Android phones? How do you send Trojans to Android phones or malwares to Android phones and get remote connection? So basically what I mean by that is I can remotely control your phone from here by sending an application to you. Okay. So if you notice over here, we're covering each and every endpoint. We're talking about system security. We're talking about network security. We're talking about web security. We're also talking about mobile security, covering almost all the endpoints that could exist in an organization. Okay. Any topic which you have not understood, guys? Do you want me to explain any certain topic mentioned here? Guru, Rajesh?
Clear.
Yeah, Rajesh, you were saying something?
Yeah, no, no doubt actually.
Okay. Now, once this is done, once this is the, I mean, as I've mentioned, this is the core of the subject. Once this is done, there are two small topics left out, which is maintaining access and reporting or clearing traces. In maintaining access, we learn how do hackers maintain persistent connections. So attacking is one part. After you have attacked the system, you need to know how to maintain access to that system, because if the user restarts his device, usually connection terminates. So we need to learn how do hackers maintain persistent connections, so that even if the user restarts the system or shuts it down and starts after a very long time, how do you still maintain connectivity? And after that, finally, we learn reporting or clearing traces, where we learn, like an ethical hacker or the good guys, how do you generate a report and submit to the organization? That's the main end result. Once we find a vulnerability, we need to report to the organization, telling these are the flaws in your network or in your organization, and these are what you have to remediate, okay, to prevent your system from, to prevent your organization from getting hacked. Okay, that is the ethical hacker job. Or what a bad hacker, what the black hat hacker or malicious hacker does is he performs clearing traces. How does he remove all the evidences? Okay, so how does he delete the logs? So that is what we learn in clearing traces. So this course is going to run in two tracks, guys. We'll learn the defense methodologies and we'll learn the offense methodologies as well, attack methodologies as well. So we learn how to attack the systems first and then how to defend our system from these attacks. Okay, and if you're not from a technical background, don't worry, we're going to start this course from the very scratch. So before we dive into these advanced concepts, we have a few prerequisites to cover. So first, we'll talk about networking basics. We'll talk what are IP addresses, what are IPv4 addresses, what are IPv6 addresses, what are public IPs, what are private IPs. We'll cover all the basic networking fundamentals first, okay, because that is quite crucial for cybersecurity, because basically devices communicate with one another on IPs. So whenever we are attacking or defending a system, we need to know how these again, how this device is sending the Trojan or sending the malicious attack from one system to the other. So that involves some basic part of networking. So we'll cover networking first, and then we'll learn about how to create a practical lab setup. So during our practicals, we'll be using an operating system called the Kali Linux operating system. You can do a basic search about that and click on the first link. So this is a Linux-based OS, guys, which is used for performing penetration testing or ethical hacking. So we need to know how to install this in our systems. So there's a topic called virtualization, where I'll show you how do you set up a lab on your system, which you can access whenever you want to and practice whenever you want to. Once that is done, then we'll learn about Linux and Windows commands, okay, because not everyone might be familiar with Linux operating systems. So we'll talk about the basic Linux and Windows commands as well. And after these basic introductory concepts are done, these prerequisites are done, then we dive into the advanced concepts, footprinting, scanning, and so on and so. Okay, there's a few bonus concepts as well included, guys, which are not mentioned in the EC Council curriculum as well. So I've included it so that you know what needs to be done after CH course is done. Okay, so there's a few bonus concepts included, such as Internet of Things, cloud security, SOC analysis, and reverse engineering. Okay. These are not the topics in the EC Council browser. We have added it so students have a better understanding about these concepts, about cybersecurity as a whole. So yeah, again, basic information about the course. It is for 45 days, guys. We'll have classes from Monday to Friday every day for 1 hour. It's in a 20-40 ratio, guys. First 15 minutes, we discuss the theoretical aspect of that topic that day. And the remaining 25-35 minutes, we talk about the practical aspect of it. How do you implement these topics in a real-time scenario? So again, whatever tools we use are the same tools that are used in organizations, guys. So we'll talk about tools like Kali Linux, we'll talk about the Tenable Nessus tool, then we'll work on a tool called Nmap, okay. Then we'll also work on a tool called Wireshark. These are the same tools that are used in organizations in real time. Okay. So we'll work on one more important tool, Burpsuit. I'm not sure if you've heard about these tools or not, guys. But again, if you do a quick common search, these are the same tools, premium tools that are used in organizations for ethical hacking, and we'll work on the same tools as well. No theoretical nonsense. Okay, each session will be practically implemented. I'm going to show you how to have a practical lab setup on your system on which you can practice all the concepts we learned. Okay, and the first class on networking basics is going to be on Friday, guys, as I've mentioned. So yeah, that's that. Any questions also? Again, don't mind me, guys, but I'm rushing a bit because, as I've mentioned, there's actually a separate batch in an older batch running right now. I am completing that batch so that we can start a new batch. The class was at 7:30. So I'm so sorry if I've rushed a bit, but don't worry, you can ask me your questions. I'll clarify your questions and then I'll exit the session. So Rajesh, Guru, any questions or doubts?
No, actually, yesterday I just was enrolled for this demo class. Okay, so I'm not aware of this course fees and everything. So can you just let me know what is the course fees for this?
I guess it is. Oh, I'm so sorry. The institute usually mentions that in the chat box, but they haven't today. So the course price is at 8,000 rupees, Rajesh. So for the whole duration of 45 days, you get the live classes, you get the recordings of the classes, you get the notes, you get the official material from EC Council. All of this is included in the price of 8,000 rupees.
Okay. 8,000. Okay, and 45 days of training, right?
Yes, 45 days.
Okay.
And yeah, we have classes from Monday to Friday every day for 1 hour each. And the first class, guys, is going to be on Friday again. You can please join on Friday again to have one more 1 hour demo on the first concept, networking basics. Okay. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that guys.
Okay, that's it from my side. Yeah.
Sure, Rajesh. Thanks for joining the demo, guys. Again,
Yeah.
as of so sorry if I'm rushing a bit. You can join on Friday again. We'll take the first class on networking basics.
Same
That
time,
might give you
7 o'clock.
yeah, same time, Rajesh. 7 o'clock itself.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, then guys, nothing further. Thanks for joining the session. I'll see you on Friday again. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.